Chris DeLuca, 917-568-7394, ckdeluca@gmail.com.
For more on Sessions' decision to recuse himself, we go now to Chris DeLuca.
Thanks, Trevor. I'm here at Attorney General Sessions' office, and what you need to understand about this case is...
I'm sorry, Chris, but where are you? It looks like some kind of dollhouse bed and breakfast.
I believe the word you're looking for is the Shire.
Oh, I get it. Because Jeff Sessions is a hobbit.
They really don't like that word, Trevor. They prefer the term ring bearer.
I can't say hobbit?
They could call each other that. It's not your word to use.
Chris, Jeff Sessions has already recused himself from any probe into Russia's involvement with Trump, but shouldn't he quit if he's admitting he did something wrong?
Now listen, recusing yourself is not an admission of guilt. It's not like he lied about what happened, Trevor. He just didn't tell us the truth.
But Chris, today he admitted he had met with the Russians.
Well, sure they met, but that doesn't make it a meeting. You saw the White House statement now. Sessions met the ambassador as a senator, not as a Trump advisor. They talked about senator stuff, how a bill becomes a law, who of the interns is the most fuckable. By the way, it's Kyle. Kyle by a mile.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, have you seen Kyle? You could park a car on those lips.
No, I mean the rationale.
Well, look, who cares, Trevor? It's not like they talked about the campaign.
But a Trump administration official said they did discuss the campaign.
Well, sure, they discussed the campaign, but like that tweet tweeted, it was superficial talk, like, how's it going? Votes can be fun. How can we collude with the Russian government to affect the election? Small talk that occurs
Wait,
over...
What was that last part?
Trevor, let's not lose sight of what really matters here, okay? Even if Sessions did meet with the Russians and discuss the campaign, he didn't do anything wrong, unless he did do something wrong, in which case he didn't do anything wrong. Look, I'd really like to explain this better, but it's time now for me to disappear, okay?
Okay, that's just your wedding ring. It's not going to make you disappear.
Certainly made my sex life disappear, am I right? Seriously, you want to do something after the show? You want to hang out? I have nothing to do. And
No thanks, Chris. Chris DeLuca, everyone. We'll be right back.
Chris DeLuca, 917-568-7394, ckdeluca@gmail.com.
With every day seemingly bringing a new nightmare story from the Trump White House, it's easy to think our country is going to hell in a handbasket. But is it all bad news out there? We sent senior good news correspondent, Chris DeLuca, out to see if there is any good news on the political spectrum that we may be ignoring. Now, I'll admit, when they told me we were doing this, I was skeptical, but you're here with a report, so maybe things aren't that bad. Welcome, Chris. You got nothing.
You been out there, Trevor? People are marching for science, to defend science. I mean, that didn't used to happen. I have a kid, I have a 7-year-old boy, and he's asking me why people are out in the street, and I'm telling him because plants convert sunlight to food in a process known as photosynthesis, and we need to protect that.
Yeah.
And he says, Daddy, are people trying to take food away from plants? And I say, no. But there are people who are afraid other people will take away the money that they use to tell people about how plants eat food.
Oh, man.
And he says, well, so they want plants to eat food in secret? Daddy, is plants eating food wrong? And then I just say, you know what? Let's talk about where babies come from. I change the subject to the birds and the bees.
Well, it is difficult to comprehend.
Photosynthesis? Are you even paying attention? It's the process by which plants take sunlight and convert it to food.
I know. I'm talking about the fact that people are marching in the streets for science.
It used to be, and it wasn't that long ago. If someone was marching for science, they'd be the only person in the city doing that. One person. And I know it's hard to back that up with statistics because before now, it's not really a stat anyone would keep. But these days, with this administration, crowd size is the new Manhattan Project. Today's Oppenheimer is like, I am become count, the tabulator of crowds.
And Trump is going to tweet that the numbers were small.
Right, but I think anyone marching for science, in this country is an alarming number. It's science. People don't usually come out for it like this. It's not like they're at home saying, no, we're staying in. We'll go out next week for social studies.
He also likes to say that the protesters are paid.
Right, and I think that argument is problematic too, because before today, you literally could not pay me to march in the streets for science. I mean, I don't know if Trump will call for some sort of investigation to see if there's any under-the-table offers of extra credit.
Yeah, something to make that C+ a B-.
Right, but I'm not a student anymore, okay? I'm a grown man, and I, like most Americans, banged out my basic science requirements in freshman year. Now, India or certain Asian countries, sure, those people are great in science. They love it. I could see them taken to the streets to defend it. But here, we only line up in the streets for things called unicorn frappuccinos.
Oh, those are good.
I heard.
Okay, so there's no good news?
I think there is good news. I think the good news is that Vladimir Putin, through some perfect storm of American ignorance and hubris and depression, probably managed to actually put a compromised president in the White House. Now, if true, an absolute stunning achievement in espionage, except for one small detail.
That man is Donald Trump.
Bingo. Putin just hit a Leitner at the buzzer shot, but he's not gotten Duke into the Final Four. He just elected the president who in the Marvel movies tries to persecute the Avengers. Now, I'm not completely convinced that Trump isn't an American agent sent by Obama to flush out Putin's best plans for American incursion. I think Putin is in a few days from now is going to realize slowly that he's living the end of the usual suspects. He's going to be in his office drinking a cup of coffee. He'll glance to his left. He'll see an old picture in a book of Brezhnev standing with Jimmy Carter. It'll be on page 4. He'll pick up his stapler, which was made by Manafort Industries. He'll glance in the corner of his office where he'll see an unopened case of Trump vodka. He'll start to freak out. He'll drop that coffee cup, and we'll see this awesome shot of the coffee cup falling, the way we see it. The greatest trick that Putin ever played
Don't give away the ending.
I won't, but one thing is for sure.
What's that?
The writers for that show, The Americans on FX, they way overthought how difficult it is to pull off this Russian mole shit.
Good news correspondent, Chris DeLuca.